Jagajanam Jana Re Jagajanam Jana Jagapura Nolina Esha Jaya Hare
Okay, Radhe Radhe. Today is verse number 7 of Vilāpa Kusumāñjali. Okay. Atyut Katen Nitiram Virha Nalen Dantya Man Hridaya Kil Kapi Dasi Ha Svāmini Kshanamiha Pranayin Gada Ma Krandin Vidura Vilpami Padyahi. O Svāmini, my mistress Sri Radhe Ju, the heart of this maid servant constantly burns in a great fire of separation from you. Being thus affected and crying with great love, I lament in the following verses. So, in the first three verses, Srila Raghunath das Goswami offered prayers in his spiritual identity. In the next three verses, in his external identity. And from this verse on, he will offer one flower-like lamentation after the other to Srimati Radharani's lotus feet, absorbed in his spiritual identity of Rati Manjari or Tulasi Manjari. This full transcendental absorption in Radheju's maid servanthood has now completely swallowed all his other absorption. His external absorption is also not mundane, since he is an eternal associate of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But he has now forgotten even his internal absorption. How wonderfully deep is his absorption in his pure service to Sri Radheju. He has no other support than Sri Radheju's feet. That's why his heart burns so much out of separation from her. Utkat Virhanal, a severe fire of separation. So in this verse, in the first three verses, in his spiritual identity, he is talking with his Guruji, Rupa Manjari. So he is saying, so actually here we are talking about the spiritual identity as well as the external identity. So what is internal identity or what is spiritual identity means when Raghunath Das Ji dives into the Leela, when he is seeing the direct vision of Leelas, as in the first verse, he is talking to Rupa Manjari and asking that you are well known for your chastity in this Brajmandal. As I know that your husband is not in your house, so who has bitten your lips, which is as beautiful as Bimfal? Are these lips bitten by a parrot? So actually, Rupa Raghunath Das is now talking to Rupa Manjari and he is in his spiritual absorption at this time. So he is talking with her Guruji. Actually, at this time, she is Manjari. So she's talking with Rupa Manjari, and there is a beautiful, nice conversation in Leela. So this is called spiritual body. And in second verse, she is talking to Radheju because Rupa Manjari and Tulsi Manjari, these both are the evidence, sorry, these both are the witness of that Leela where Sri Radheju is dominating Thakurji during the love play. And Radhiju is feeling so proud on her victory, and she comes out from the Nikunj and she goes towards the neighboring Nikunj where her girlfriends like Lalita Vishaka, they are sitting there. And Radhiju is making so many jokes there and laughing so much. And at this time, Rupa Manjari and Tulsi Manjari, they are looking what is going on with Thakurji. Actually, when Krishna comes out from this ecstasy and he finds there is no Radheju on the bed, not in the Nikunj, and Thakurji comes out from the Nikunj and he walks here and there. He meets also the Shavya and Chandravali on the way, but Thakurji didn't pay attention to them. All this scenario is seen by the Tulsi Manjari also. And somehow Thakurji knew that Tulsi Manjari and Rupa Manjari is following me, so he comes to them and and he does prayer. The folded hands, please you take me to your mistress Radheju quick to your Svāmini Radheju quickly, because somehow she tricked me and I cannot live without her. So this is the second verse, which is also showing that Tulsi Manjari is in the spiritual body in the Leela. And in the third verse, I think where Rupa Manjari, the Guruji of Ragunātha das Gosvāmī, she is saying that you are a very fortunate girl because Radhe you have the trust, so much trust only on you. That's why she chose you to bring that shesh of wealth which she forget during the love play in the cave of Govardhan Hill. So basically, I would say that when a sadhak is in the Leela, this is called the spiritual body. And when Sri Raghunath Das is crying on the shore of Radhakund, he is in his, what I should say, he is in the external body identity. So till he is in Leela, he's very happy because he's getting the direct vision and he's also getting the service of Radheju. But when he finds himself on the bank of Radhakund, he laments so badly, he cries so bitterly, badly at that time. And then this verse manifested for us. So here he is saying, it is saying that in three verses he is in the spiritual body, and but in three other next verses where he is worshipping his Shiksha Guru Yadunandanacharya, and in the fourth verses he is worshipping Sri Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji by praising him and worshipping him, and he is saying, "Oh Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji, this is only you who took me out from the deep waterless well of this, like this word is like the waterless deep well, and you pulled me out from there." And in the next word, in his external identity I'm talking about, he's lamenting and worshipping Sri Sanatana Mahaprabhuji and Sanatana Goswamiji, and saying that I was I that deliberately you make me drink this nectar of bhakti, because I was completely blinded because of the ignorance. So in three verses, when he was in the Leela, this is called the spiritual body of Raghunath Das, that is Tulsi Manjari or Rati Manjari. But when he is outside in the world, means when he is not Leela, he is praising his Shiksha Guru and he is praising Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji and he is praising to Sanatan Goswami ji as well. So it means the spiritual body and the external body both are different, but still I would say that in his external identity he is not a normal person because he is the eternal associate of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji. So it is written here. So this is the meaning of spiritual identity as well as the external identity.
Radhe,
So he, yes,
you want to start reading or more commenting?
yes, yes, please continue.
No, I want to say something to this
Hmm.
two bodies, siddha-deha and saddha-deha, spiritual body and so-called physical body or worldly body. This is a very important concept that we have two bodies, that we can take part in the lila, in this siddha-deha or in our siddha swarup, in our spiritual form. And that this physical body is not our only identity or the full identity. Actually, it's only a small part of our identity. And the main part is the spiritual identity, where we are taking part in the Lila and where we are one specific individual associate of Radha and Krishna.
Yeah.
And this is also philosophically very important to understand this and to keep in mind that we have this spiritual body and spiritual identity, which is beyond time and space and beyond this material identification. And this can explain the whole reality in which we are living, because this is beyond this material reality. And this is the possibility how we can meditate also in a proper sense, in a proper way, and get access to this spiritual realm. So far, so good. That's what I wanted to say.
Yeah, very good. So actually, when he is in Utkadvira, when he is feeling the separation, the fire of separation, he declares himself to be helpless and he cannot live anymore without submitting to her. He only misses Sri Radheju. There is nothing else he misses. He simply laments, O Premamai Radheju, you who are full of divine love, where are you? I am your maidservant, and you are all that I long for. I only like Shamsundar because he is your lover. I have fully surrendered myself unto you. Listen once to my lamentation and please notice me. You know, today there was a question that why we are not crying doing chant, why tears are not coming. The main reason is this, like we are not only longing for Radheji. I have attachment with these worldly things. I have attachment with the worldly objects as well as other people. We are not exclusively lamenting or longing for our Radheji. We are not completely focusing on our sadhana. We want the divine ecstasy. At the same time, we also want the pleasure of this Maya. So how is this? How is it possible? Na? That's why Raghunath Das is saying there is nothing else he misses. I am missing only Radhe Juyu. In fact, he is saying that I have the connection with the Shyam Sundar. I have the connection with the Thakurji just because he is your lover. So look how he is completely surrendered to Radhe Ju's lotus feet. Na? He's completely surrendered to Radheju. In fact, he is, I would not say ignoring, but I would say that he is giving more importance to Radheju compared to Thakurji here. Here, a very beautiful, I would say, in Srimad Bhagavatam, it is written, Avipakku Kashayanam Durdashoham Yoginam. When Naradji was doing meditation, under a tree and he was chanting Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya and he was doing this sadhana very intensely. At that time, a very beautiful glimpse of Thakurji appears in his heart, but in no time it goes off also. When Thakurji disappears, he could have a darshan of Thakurji just for few seconds. And when Thakurji disappears, at that time Naradji laments, where Thakurji have you gone? Means what aparadha have I done that you disappears? I want to see you again. At that time, Thakurji says, like this is called a sound from the sky. What is this called? Like Akashvani. That Avipakku Kashayanam Durdashoham Kuyoginam. No Naradji, if there is some desire, if there is any attachment inside your heart, you will not get my darshan. So here it means there is nothing else except Radheju in Raghunath Das Ji's heart. If we have any attachment and desire, Thakurji will take place in our heart. how Radheji will come in our heart. There is a very beautiful story of Ramkrishna Paramhans. There was a disciple of Paramhansi named Latu Maharaj. So once Latu Maharaj was requested his Guruji, I want to see Devi Ma, Kali Ma, because he was a seeker of Kali Ma. So he say, Guruji, I am doing the intense sadhana. Whatever you are giving me order, I am doing accordingly. But I couldn't see the direct vision of Kali Ma. So please you ask Kalima to give me darshan. Ramkish Paramanji asked and said, okay. Actually, you do the sadhana in the night time when the prakriti, this nature is completely like cool and calm. At that time, you do meditation and you focus completely on Kalima and then you will get darshan. And he became so much pleased. Okay, today I will get the darshan of Kalima. And when he sat under a tree and he started chanting and tried to focus, immediately so many desire comes, so many desire took place in his heart. Today Kalima comes, I will ask for this one. When Kalima comes, I will say my this thing, that boon. So many desires started arising in his heart. And what are the consequences of these desires? He couldn't focus, he couldn't meditate on Kalimas. So, and he became so much restless, neither I am able to do the focus or meditate on Kalisma's lotus feet. Neither I got the darshan. And the next day, and Sri Ramkrishna Paramans, he was a Siddha Mahapurush. He knew what is going in my disciples' mind. And when this Latu Maharaj went to Ramkrishna Paramans' room and he said, Gurudev, what happened last night? I couldn't focus. I couldn't meditate actually. So, and you told me that Kalima would give me darshan and I couldn't get darshan. Then Ramkish Paramanji asked and say, when there is any desire in your mind, how can you meditate? When you are thinking to get something from Thakurji, how you will get the darshan? It means you are giving importance to something else. That's why you are thinking that if Thakurji appears, I will ask for 1 lakh money or 2 lakh money. It means you are giving more importance money to Thakurji. Or I will ask for my loved one's health, or I will ask the things of material world. It means we are giving more importance than Thakurji. So until or unless if there is some desire in our heart, or if there is any attachment in our heart, Thakurji will not appear. So here, Raghunath Das ji is saying that there is nothing in my mind. I do not want anything. In fact, he is saying, I do not want even Sham Sundar. I am loving Sham Sundar because he is connected with you, because he is your lover. So look, this is called the Ananta, the exclusiveness of a devotee. So, when actually the tears come, the limits starts at that time when we feel completely helpless after doing the intense sadhana. When we become so much polite, when we are completely alone. Alone means how we feel alone, because when my Svāmini, when my Radheji is not coming to me to give me darshan, I am completely alone. How can I laugh? How can I have fun in this world when I am not getting my desired thing? Like it also happens in this world, when we do not achieve our desired goals, we are not feeling so happy, or we are in the sad mode. So that at the same time, when we are longing for Radheju, then we will start crying. It will come naturally, automatically. The tears will come, and when the tears comes, our antakaran, our heart gets purified. Then we get the darshan of Radheju. So here he is saying, there is nothing else, Radheju, I miss. I am longing only for you. The more the time of Sri Raghunath's Aprakrit Kala passing away approaches.
Radhe, sorry. Radhe, I want to tell something. I was muted, therefore you couldn't hear me. When I was reading this line in the morning, O Prema Mai Radhe, where are you? I'm your maidservant. I really could feel it to some extent. I'm not Raghunath das Goswami. He is an eternal associate of Sriman Mahaprabhu, so he is on a very, very high level. So it's natural that he is feeling so much lamentation and such a strong feeling. I could enter to some extent in this feeling, and some tears were coming, in fact. And this works sometimes also. I'm not 100% focused. No? I just want to tell this, that there is so much mercy also coming sometimes, that even a soul like me, who is very much covered by Maya, can experience this sometimes, no? But not all the time. No? I cannot just click or switch it on, or that it's always like there. But sometimes it can happen, because we can enter in this path also. And this comes by attachment or by attraction. And this taste, yeah, to enter into this feeling of bath, can happen due to this sadhana, which is the Raganuga Bhakti sadhana, which is following the taste or the attraction. I would say then it can happen that it becomes so intense, that you can really weep also. But it's not a stable thing, I have to say. No? But I think there is an development going to make progress in this direction. We are on the way. We are not on the 100% perfection stage, but we are on the way, and sometimes this can happen. So we should not be hopeless, because we cannot be 100% perfect. But always there is this mercy, and Radhichu and Thakurji always waiting for us anyway, and they are so much happy when one of our souls, of these human souls, come to do bhajan in any way. And so we can go for this bath and sometimes experience it. And when we experience it, it purifies us so much that the next time we will experience it faster and more easier. So this is the progress. We go by this step by step with this path, which can sometimes manifest and give us so much progress and purification. Radhe, Radhe.
Yeah, it's true that we should not be hopeless, right? Because, Sri Raghunath Das Ji is in the Siddha Mahapurush, he is in the Siddha stage, and we are the sadhak.
Mm.
We have to pull our mind from work to this spiritual realm. If it is happening naturally, then we will be Siddha, na? So, because we are sadhak, we are the practitioner, we are at the beginning of this journey. So, this is our duty to pull it from the word. We try to absorb the leelas, or in the chanting, or in the katha, hari katha, or in the satsang. First, this is our duty to pull it from the word, and then Radheju mercy will appear. There is no doubt in it. So at the first stage, this is our duty to do this hard work, to bring our mind from there to here, from the spiritual world, and the rest of the things Radheji will do. Sorry, I would say rest of the things Guruji will do actually to get this.
Yes. To meditate upon his lotus feet is so easy, actually. And also then you can experience this tears.
Definitely.
Mhm.
Yes. The more the time of Sri Raghunath Das Ji, Aprakrit Kala, approaches, the more he becomes absorbed in the Manjari Swarup, and the more eager he becomes to see and serve Sri Radheji as a Maha-premamai Sevika, greatly loving maid-servant. The flame of this high fire of love in separation are bursting out from this Vilāpa Kusumāñjali. On the other hand, the heartbreaking cries and lamentations that are caused by this great pain of separation defeat the depth of even the deepest ocean. And on the other hand, they mock the fierceness of the highest and most fiercely burning flames. Yeah, it is showing the Utkat Viraha. You know, yeah, I give you like example of these worldly things, like, when a statue of Thakurji is prepared, This is simply a stone in the beginning, okay? But a person who makes a statue, he carved it with so many tools, okay? He hid this statue. Before getting the pran pratishtha of a statue in the temple, he carved it on the ground, and this stone gets so much pain, okay? In the same way, I can say that before cooking, I just heard this example from one rasik saint, that without that we need the wheat flour. When we make the bread or chapatis, we need to bake it over the fire. I mean to say, when it is when we get heated, like when we are burning in the separation. Actually, separation is very must. Separation is it is it is very much important to get the darshan of Thakurji. It also happened during the Ras Leela when Thakurji disappears. Then Thakurji came again between the gopis, and they have the Ras Leela. So I would say the separation is a first and foremost thing uh, to get the darshan of Thakurji. And because Sri Raghunath Das ji was like he was crying so bitterly, and he was crying so badly actually, at that time this Vilāpa Kusumāñjali manifested. Otherwise, how would we know what happened to her? Means which path should be there? Should be one path that acharyas achieved Thakurji, attained the service of Radheji and Thakurji. We should also know that path. Then we can follow. So the Vilāpa Kusumāñjali, through the Vilāpa Kusumāñjali, we could know how we can reach there. Now here we understand the 2 points. One is the spiritual body and spiritual identity, and second is the external identity. And very important, we understand that exclusiveness in the devotion, that is also must. And the third point, we understand that if there is not any other desire or longing for the other material things, if we are longing only for Radheju's or Thakurji's seva, only then we can get it. So when he cries a lot, at that time these shlokas appears. It is beneficial not only for him. Actually, he is siddh. Already he achieved seva many times, but just for the welfare for us, just for the welfare for the other rasik devotees or other practitioners or other beginners or the like us people, he has he actually would say he gave this gift of Vilāpa Kusumāñjali. So by reading these verses again and again, and by absorbing our mind and heart in these verses, we could know what to do, how to do. So it is said that because he was burning in the separation, but he gave this bliss to us. So this is a very, I would say, the beautiful gift from Sri Raghunath das Goswami to for all of us devotees, how to follow and how to achieve the seva, how to be what are the characteristics should be have a devotee. So all these things we will find in different shlokas. We will find the many different attributes of a devotee. So here we find that there should be not any other desire except Radheju's service. So I would say that, yeah, it is right that Sri Raghunath Das Goswami ji laments a lot, but he opens the door for us to go on this journey. One may ask now, this is very important, one may ask now how this kind of apparent agony can be recognized as the goal of life. Since all goals of life are supposed to be blissful, it is natural that someone who has no experience with prema, love of God, especially Vraja-prema, will ask such a question. Although the feelings of separation from Krishna appear to be miserable, they are actually a special culmination of transcendental ecstasy. Prema has two bodies, one is meeting and the other is separation, called separation. So yes, it's obvious that one will ask that why this devotee is crying a lot on the bank of Radha Kund. He's burning in the sun also, and he has no money. He is wearing very tear cloth. He has no arrangement of any food. So, what is the benefit to get the service of Radhiji? Means why he is looking so miserable at this time? See the pitiable condition of devotee, and why it is said that if we achieve Thakurji, we will be like swimming in the ocean of the uh, ocean of this abundance of bliss. Why it is said? Because as the people, the seeing the Raghunath Das ji is lamenting, that the people must be thinking, oh my God, there is so much bliss in this world. He's crying a lot, but they are not understanding what is going on inside his heart. Like when the Thakurji left the Vrindavan, at that time it is said lata gul aushadhi sab sukhe yamuna jalhu sukhan, means all the herbs, all the trees, plants, everything goes dries. In fact, the water of Yamuna was also reducing every day. But at the same time, what is happening? Because all the gopis, calves, cows, cowherd boys, Brajvasis, Nand Baba, Yashodama, and Radhe Jews, gopis, they were lamenting so much. So that a stream was coming out from the Yashoda Maiya's house at that time. Just please pay attention on this. When Uddhavji came to Vrindavan and he asked to the Brajvasis, can you tell me the Yashoda Maiya's palace? At that time, the Brajvasis told, are you seeing this stream of water? This is not an ordinary water. These are the tears. This stream, this is the tears of Yashoda Maiyas and all the gopis. And where this water origin, that is a palace of Yashoda Maiya. And Uddhavji was so much astonished, what is going in this Braj? And when he reached there to Yashoda Ma, and what did he saw there? That Yashoda Ma is playing with Krishna, and he is swinging the swing of baby Krishna. Means the Brajavasi was feelings every time the separation and simultaneously the meeting with the Thakurji. That's why when Uddhavji said, "Why are you crying so much? Why don't you focus or why don't you meditate on the Nirakar Brahma? Why are you thinking about all the Krishna all the time? So you should meditate on Brahma." Then at that time, the gopis says, Nitya vihar karat hum tum sang kunjani athoyam. Uddhavji, who told you that we are crying in the separation of Krishna? All that time we are doing Nitya vihar in the kunjas of Vrindavan every time. And then they started crying. When Uddhavji is saying, okay, you just go with me, I tell you how to meditate on Brahma. He said, no. Why do I meditate on Brahma when I'm seeing my Krishna? Say, where is your Krishna? I say, Khare Hari Kunjalatan Tare. You look, my Krishna is standing here. You look, my Krishna is standing. Yamuna Nikat Tatisthit Vrindavan Kanane Maharamve. He's sitting under the tree on the bank of Yamuna. And then they are crying also. So, so from the outer side, it looks that Raghunath Das ji has a very miserable condition. He's crying a lot, but no one knows that at the same time, he is also swimming in the ocean of bliss. So this is called the divine ecstasy, which normally people cannot understand because they think that what is the pain and the joy in this material world is same as in the divine world. So this is completely different. Once we get the taste of divine transcendental bliss, we can never absorb in the pain of this world. Yeah, it seems that he is lamenting, but nobody knows how much he is feeling joy inside his heart. That is called the transcendental feeling. That is called the Vraja-prema, which only a devotee can taste this flavor of bhakti. So consequently, the loving devotees always swim in the ocean of very painful love in separation, as well as in the ocean of most blissful love in meeting. Yes, this thing come here. These feelings can never be compared to the ordinary feelings of joy and sorrow that are experienced in this material world. Only experienced devotee knows it. who have tasted the flavor of bhakti can only understand that how is blissful to lament for Radheji. Only a devotee can understand. The other people who has not dived in the bhakti ras, they can never understand. That's why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ji says, "Ei prema jane moon mane tara vikrama sei jane jeno vishamrit ekatra milan." Such a beautiful line, na? Anyone who has this love in his heart knows its power. It is like a mixture of poison and nectar, two different attributes. The poison, if we drink poison, we will die definitely. But at the same time, if we drink the nectar, we will never die. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ji is saying this bhakti ras, it is like a mixture of poison and nectar. In this connection, Sri Sanatan Goswami ji has written in Sri Brihad Bhagavatamrita. So actually, when the gopis were reciting this Gopi Geet, and they were crying a lot, and later Thakurji asked them, "But that you love me so much, but how is it possible then when there is so much love and you are crying for the loved ones, still you didn't die?" Means it means you have so much attachment with your body and soul, still you did not die, and you were saying that we love you, Krishna, so much. And then the gopis replies very beautifully in this Srimad Bhagavat, Canto 10th, chapter 31 and shlok number 9. This is very beautiful, like Tav kathamritam tapta jivanam kavi viriditam kalmashapaham. So this is Thakurji, what we say. Yes, we would die in the separation, na? In the fire of separation, we would have burned. But what do we do now? We have drunk the nectar of your katha. We have drunk the nectar of your leela, so we cannot die also. So this is a mixture of this fire of separation is burning, but at the same time, the rus of that meeting with Krishna, the rus of that getting the seva of Radheji, it is also like a nectar which is not allowing us to die. Prana payad karat nahi nainan ye asha piye daya darshan means my Gopi says our body wants our soul wants to leave this body, but at the same times our eyes are getting fight with the soul. No, Radheji will come, Thakurji will come, so you do not leave this body. Na? There is a fighting between the soul and the eyes. Very beautiful description that the mixture of poison and the nectar. I want to die because of the separation of Krishna and Radheju, but at the same time, because I have drunk the nectar of this bhakti, I have drunk the nectar of Thakurji's Kathamratam, na? Thakurji's Katha or Leela. So I cannot die because this nectar is not allowing me to die. So Sri Sanatan Goswami ji is also written. I read it in Sanskrit na first. प्राग यद्यपि प्रेम कृतात् प्रियाणाम विच्छेद दावा न लवेग गतोन्तः संताप जातेन दुरंत शोकावेशेन गाढ़ं भवतीव दुःखम तथापि संभोग सुखादपि स्तुतः साकोप्य निर्वाच्यतमो मनोरमः प्रमोद राशिः परिणामतो ध्रुवम तत्र स्फुरे तत्र सिकैक कवेद्यः. Although the heart of loving devotee initially burns in the forest fire of apparent misery and lamentation because of separation, still, this is the fact a joy that is even greater than the transcendental bliss of meeting Krishna, indescribably beautiful abundance of ecstasy. Only the rasik devotees who are able to taste the flavor of transcendental emotion knows this is the truth. Srila Sanatan Goswami gives an example in his own commentary on this verse. यथाग्नि प्रतियोगी घना हिमार्दी स्पर्शेन पाद्यादंगेषु जायमान परम महाजाडस्य ज्वलद अंगार स्पर्श वद विज्ञा स्यात् तत्र ही यथोर अंगर स्पर्श प्रतीत मिथ्या परम महाजाड्यमेव सत्यम तथा त्रापि दुखस प्रतीतेर्थ मिथ्यात्वमेव सुखैस्यैव सत्यतम विज्ञेयम्. Just as the feet and other limbs, when they are touched by eyes, which is just the opposite of fire, feel as if they are burned by the charcoal. And on the other hand, one feels great frigidity upon being touched by the burning charcoal. Similarly, the apparent suffering from the feeling of separation is actually not real. It is truly experienced as the bliss only. So never feel that there is a pain. Yes, of course, there is a pain in separation, but there is also so much bliss. There is also so much ecstasy because inside the heart, a Leela is going on, but because he's not getting the direct vision of Leela, Sri Raghunath das Ji is lamenting. So here, Sri Sanatan Goswami Ji is also saying that it seemed the suffering from the feeling of the separation is not the real one. It is not the truth. Actually, he is swimming in the ocean of bliss. From the outside, it is looking, he is lamenting, he is crying a lot, but inside his heart, he is enjoying the ras of Milan of Radhe Ju's Seva.
Radhe?
Yes.
I think there are 2 points. The one point is that this spiritual feeling of separation is not really different from the spiritual feeling of meeting. It's somehow different than in the material world, which is very different, and the one is only painful and the other one is blissful. It's somehow, because it's transcendental and spiritual, it's the same energy, somehow, I would say, because it's coming directly from Radhe or Thakurji. And the second aspect, what I think plays also a role, is that our soul is deeply connected with Radhe and Thakurji, with God, because we are part and parcel of God. And although we are feeling the separation, still the soul is happy because it's somehow connected then and is reminded on Radha and Krishna and is active in this contact, in this relationship, in this sambandha. Also, it's so-called quote unquote negative, but still, because we are thinking about Krishna or Radhichu, the soul is happy. So this separation mood gives bliss because it's the original position of the soul to be somehow in connection in sambandha with Radha and Krishna. Also, we are missing it, but we are still focusing on it then. So these 2 points. The one point is that it's anyway a different feeling in the spiritual realm, which is from the same ecstatic quality. And the other point is that the soul is happy because also it's the separation mood. We are still meditating and focusing on Thakurji and Radhichu, and the soul is happy because of this. Thank you. This
Yes,
was
this is a condition of the gopis or Radhe Jews during the separation of Krishna. Radhe Ju says, "It virhanal jat saki udhar madur milan man bhavat." Means the once I'm feeling the separation of Krishna, but at the same time I am also getting that happiness of the meeting with Krishna. It is not possible in this world. As you said, yes, this is completely different. The pain, the grief, the pain, this grief, this pangs, the separation of this worldly things, these always gives, finally this it gives only the pain. Is the result of the result of material things which are giving pleasure, that is the illusion actually. So all the good things or bad things always result in the pain.
Mm.
And at the same time, any pain or grief or lamenting or crying or the tears in the spiritual realm is always gives bliss at the end. The result of the spiritual pain is the bliss, but in material world, the bad, good things or the happiness always result in the sadness.
Yes.
So this is the big difference here.
Mm.
Yeah, absolutely right. Therefore, we always see so many feelings of love in separation for Krishna in the people of Braj. Separation is making their love so elevated and great. They can relish the advanced stage of love, but not all devotees can reach that elevated level of play, blissful pain in separation. The beautiful word is written blissful pain in separation of the Brajvasis. Among us, the Brajvasis, Sri Radha is again the greatest lover of Krishna. When Krishna had left Braj to go to Mathura, she showed the symptoms of Divya Unmad, divine madness, the pinnacle of loving ecstasy that was later also realized by Sriman Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji, who accepted the ecstatic love of Sri Radhe Ju while he was in Gambhira at Puri. Of the six Goswamis, Srila Raghunath das Goswami was only the direct witness of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji's astonishing Gambhira Leela, and therefore a faint presence of these symptoms of divine love in separation is also visible in him. However, these things cannot be experienced as long as one identifies oneself with this material body. So here is a very beautiful example is giving the things that separation is the thing which makes our loves very elevated and great. Because during separation only we lament. The sadhak always lament when he lost something, when he lost the bliss, when he lost that vision which appeared before him just for few seconds. Then he started lamenting for the service and the darshan. So, and one more thing I would also would like to explain here, that Ragunātha das Goswami was the only the direct witness of Sri Mahaprabhuji's Gambhir Leela. So, it is said that we should always have the association of the rasik people, of the, I would say, the very nice devotees who are following this Raganuga path, just by seeing, just become the witness of of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji's Gambhir Leela, Sri Raghunath Das ji all absorbed all those vibration. He could accumulate that love. That's why he's lamenting now, because before he saw this Leela, so at that time, he could collect that vibration. He could see how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji is crying for Radheju's or Thakurji's service, how he is crying for their love. The, you know, means how do we learn? We learn only by following someone who is our idol. So we should make our ideal only to those rasik devotees who has reached to that pinnacle of bhakti. Like if there is an average student in the class, and if he is following or if he has a friendship with the topper one, so what would happen? That average student will definitely get the distinction marks like 75%. But if that average student is following the very I would say, very naughty children or the failure student, what will happen? That he would also not getting the passing marks at that time. So it completely depend on the association, as Sri Raghunath Das Ji could see that Gambhir Leela of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Ji, he took the bhakti so seriously. He also followed the path of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Ji, so he could reach to that level. He could have so much, he was laced with the renunciation. He was chanting a lot all the time. He was doing the deep meditation of Leela all the time. Why? Because he was following Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Ji. He was following Sri Sanatan Goswami Ji. He was following Sri Rupa Manjari, Rup Goswami Ji. So it is very important to whom we are following. So we should also have the ideal on this bhakti path to the very great rasik devotees. Then we can also get, we becomes motivated by seeing the others. If someone is chanting, oh my God, he's chanting a lot, I should also do this one. So that's why it is said we should always have the great association of the great rasik devotees, so that we can also follow them and reach to that pinnacle. Here it is very most important line that Sri Raghunath das Goswami Ji was following Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Ji's Leela, not following, was the witness of that Leela, and he could accumulated all the vibration, all that bhakti, all that feelings, that emotions, and he also did the same way, chanting and doing Leela Dhyan, Leela Chintan, and just he also like get rid of all the material things, and he started desiring all the renunciation. It was, he became famous for his renunciation because he was actually looking in his idol. He was actually looking all these things in his gurujis, and he was on all the association, the association of the all Rasik devotee. He was started following them. So it is very much necessary for all of us that we should also have the great association of the Rasik devotees, so we can also go on that path and we can reach to the pinnacle of bhakti. So this is the expression of this verse. I think I should stop it and then we will continue next time this verse.
Radhe,
We want to,
I have
yeah,
a question.
yes, please.
So we know that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so much in separation from Krishna. He was lamenting in the mood of Radhichu and feeling the separation from Krishna. How does it come that Srila Raghunath das Gosvāmī feeling the separation from Radhichu, not from Krishna? You have any idea?
No, actually, sorry. Is this your question or you want to tell something?
Oh, that's my question. That's really a question. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, he is in the mood of Radhe Juna. He appeared in the mood, and this Raghunath Das Goswami is not a practitioner or the sadhak. He is also eternal associate of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from that time. He is not the new one person like us, na?
Yeah.
So Thakurji, actually Mahaprabhu ji was in the mood of Radheju and longing for the Krishna ras. But he is eternal, na? He is the eternal, and he is the Sevika of Radheju already. Yeah, this is also right that he completely forget when he comes here and he started. But in the deep soul, that's why it is saying that from the very beginning, we should fix our goal. That's why it is said. Because in the beginning, Sri Raghunath Das Goswami Ji was the maidservant of Radheju, and that he is following because his soul is following the same thing. Okay, because his aim was fixed before, and that thing he was continuing in this life. It doesn't mean that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Ji was longing for the rasa of Sri Krishna. It is not a matter of Radha and Krishna. Radha and Krishna is not the two entity actually. First of all, they are not the two personalities. It is about the love actually. He is following the path of love, what he got from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Ji. Okay, there is no difference. I can also be longing, like there is not difference in Sakhi and in Manjari. There is a very thin line that they are completely surrendered to them, but at the same time, it is also written that some Manjaris are also Sakhis. So it doesn't mean that why Sakhis are doing service of Radheju and Krishna at the same time. Why few Manjaris are doing only surrendered to Radheju? Actually, everyone is longing for this ras. Raso Vaisaha. Thakurji and Radheju is the embodiment of the ecstasy, the embodiment of mercy, the embodiment of love. So Raghunath Das ji here, he is following that the property of that love, that virtues, na? That characteristic he is going on. What is the aim in his eternal body before he is doing the same thing? So this is also for us that we should fix our mind like the which Sarup we are diving in the Leela, like as a Manjari or as a Saki. We should first fix it. Then we should start doing Leela Chintan. And that would be repeated every time. We should not change it. Suppose we do not reach in the service of Radheju Thakurji in Golok at this life. So what will happen in the next life? We will start from here again. So we should not change. So Srila Raghunath Das ji did not change what he was in his internal association of there in Thakurji and Radheju. He is continuing the same here.
So because he is Radha Dasi, he is continuing this. This is his,
yes.
But the path is the same, basically. The intensity or the transcendental emotion of love, it's the same. Either it's directed to Radheju or directed to Krishna.
Yes, they are saying is that I am only surrendered to you, Radheju, and I have attachment with Thakurji because he is your lover. This is just what this is the way they are telling, or many times we say in other sampradayas like Haridas Sampradaya or the Radhavalla Sampradaya and the other ones, it is said Thakurji is the slave of Radheju. But it is also right that Radheju is the slave of Thakurji. Actually, they are the slave of Ras, actually.
Yes.
So we have to be the slave of the Ras. So these things are just shown the glorifying the beauty or the Ras in this way. It doesn't mean the meaning of that line. It means that we all of us we should be crazy for this Ras. Whether it is Radheju, but at the same time, it is also important that we should be fixed in our Sarup. They means we should decide first.
Also told that Bhakti is making Krishna dance. And
yes.
Bhakti Devi, basically Ras, Bhakti Ras. So there's something higher than Krishna. I mean, Radheju is his master, but also I think that this Bhakti Ras is also moving Radheju. She is the personification of this Bhakti Ras Mahabhav.
Yeah, many rasik devotees in Vrindavan, they say, Tede Rahat Mohan Rasiya so bola Tatpativani. It means, Radheju, we do not talk to Krishna nicely because we are your dasi. It never means that they are disrespecting. It means they are showing more love to Radheju. I also have this feeling Radheju is actually very innocent, and it as in always in the mind, okay, he's a lord of the whole universe. Radheju is very innocent. Thakurji play many tricks with our Radheju. So there is some feelings in the heart of a Sakhi or Manjari. But for everyone, for every Rasik devotee, they are the same. But during their explanation of their bhav, they take the side of Radheju. So this is the Brajras, this is the Kunjras, this is the Nikunjaras, actually. This is Prema Bhakti. In fact, Thakurji become very much pleased when we say, no, I do not want to talk Thakurji with you because I am the Dasi of Radheju. This Radha Bhakti is given by Thakurji. Thakurji is hiding. First of all, Thakurji gave Krishna Bhakti. And this is very, very precious. Radha Bhakti is not very easy to achieve. It is only comes when Thakurji provide us. So how we can say, no, I am not the slave of Thakurji or I am not the servant of Thakurji. There is a one personality. Radha Krishna Sarupambe, Krishna Radha Sarupme, they are only one actually.
Ki jai.
Yes, Radhe ji ki jai. So today we stop up to this para and then we'll continue it. Okay?
Okay, thank you very
Okay.
much.
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.